Jai Baba. Nothing is real but God. Nothing matters but love for God. God is the only reality. All else that seems real is illusory. God and I are one. Meher Baba. Avatar Meher Baba ki Jai. Thanks to beloved Baba and Jai Baba to all of you. Before we begin, I would like to thank Niti for hosting this session because we couldn't find anybody to help us out. I'm sure we have amongst us quite a few who are very capable of hosting these meetings. And if they can come forward, I think it would reduce a lot of load from our Rakesh Acharya, because Nidhi had to be roped in at the last moment. And she had been very kind because she had done some preparation of PowerPoint presentations as well for Baba's Mandali's photographs. We'll come to that. So now, everybody who has gone to Mehrabad during these times, 31st January, 7th February, have their own experiences. We are not going to talk about that. We are going to refer to this beautiful book called Meher Baba's Last Sahwas. This has been written by Dr. Hoshang P. Bharucha and very authentic very authentic. So we would like to rely on that. For those who are subscribing to our daily mails, which comes to them now at about 12 midnight every day, this may not be something new because I have already started posting the mails. Last 10 parts have gone. Now only 2 more parts to go on the 30th and 31st. For those who are not subscribing, I would suggest that they subscribe to Avatar Meher Baba Bombay Center's website, where they'll be able to get daily mail every day around noon IST, Indian Standard Time. All you have to do is just log into Avatar Meher Baba, AVATAR MEHER BABA.in. And once you go there, you will find a space called subscription, subscribe. You just click over there and put your email ID. You will get a reference from some source which will ask you to confirm that it's you. And once you did that, it's as simple as that. Every day you will get some information on Baba's life, mostly connected with Baba's life on that particular day, on that particular date in Baba's ministry. Okay, having said that, now we come to the subject proper. Today we are trying to have some kind of a reminiscence of the last few days of beloved Baba's ministry on earth, what all he has gone through for our sake. It is said that Baba would either be having upvas, we know what is upvas, fasting, very rigid fasting, or he would be giving sahavas, that means intimate companionship with the master, or he would be in ekantvas. Ekantvas is seclusion. Ekantvas is not rest time. Ekantvas is a very hectic, very heavy work for beloved Baba. He calls it that he does what is known as universal spiritual work. We do not know what that is. In the last 3 years, that means 67, 68, 69, rather from 66 onwards, he was in deep ekantvas. What he did, nobody knows. Externally, he said that the difficulty was not in the work itself, but in keeping the physical body's link, himself the link with the physical body. And for that, he had to bang his thighs with his fist so hard that the entire muscle of that thigh, it had become absolutely inflexible. It had become like a rock. It had become like a stone. So that was the work which Baba did during this Ekantwas, which was the last Ekantwas. In between that period, on the 30th of July 1968, Meher Baba made a very profound declaration. And in that he says that my work is done. It is completed 100% to my satisfaction. The result of this work will also be 100% and will manifest from the end of September 1968. So this was an indication that the whole purpose of Baba taking the avatarhood, his work is complete and that he's satisfied with what the work was. This is called as what they call as the exclusion work. What it means, we really do not know. Then in the December of 1968, that means about 1.5 months before he dropped this body, on the 11th December, he sent out a message, or rather prepared a message, dictated a message, which was supposed to be released on Baba's birthday, 25th February 1969. Obviously, he was not supposed to be there. So he dictated it in advance. And again, it's a very profound message because Baba's main emphasis was on love and selfless service. So here the message goes. This is the birthday last message for 25th February 1969. The message goes like this. To love me for what I may give you is not loving me at all. To sacrifice anything in my cause, to gain something for yourself, is like a blind man saying, like a blind man sacrificing his eyes for sight. I am the divine beloved worthy of being loved because I am love. He who loves me because of this will be blessed with unlimited sight and will see me as I am. So even the going message, the last message also, he said, love me unconditionally, love me without any strings attached. And whosoever loves him that way, they will be blessed with a sight. In other words, they'll be able to realize it. So now we start with the book. The book is, we are not going to complete the book. We are just going to read certain excerpts till his dropping of the body. The book also explains after that 7 days what happened and all that. We are not going to go into that. There is every probability that today we might extend our regular 1 hour by 10-15 minutes or whatever. So let us start with that. Soumya will start reading, and this is from Dr. Barucha's book. Go ahead.
How can words express what we saw and felt at that time? Our eyes were glued on a sight we had never contemplated before. Down in the crypt was beloved Baba lying motionless, covered with a pink sheet and roses around his head and on his body. Only Baba's face down to his ears could be seen. The rest of the body was covered. Gone were his heavenly welcoming smile, his nod, his gestures, his loving look, his fast-moving eyes, his rapid finger movements, his loving tender pat, his encompassing embrace, his bewitching kiss, his wit, his face radiating joy, his kind care and attention, and gone was his usual love pouring. Only those who have had the felicity of being embraced by Baba can understand the extraordinary feeling of happiness it brought to be there enfolded in his love. His eyes were closed. His face looked a bit pale. His big forehead shone in the fluorescent light burning in the room. His lips were a reddish brown. His eyebrows and nose maintained their shape. He looked as if he was sleeping. His feet were wrapped in a pink sheet. Blocks of ice were placed on his sides and above his head in the small place left between the crypt wall and the board on which Baba was lying. For several minutes, we could not get our eyes off Baba. Baba's words came back to my mind. Quote, "When I drop my body, I will remain in all who love me. I can never die. Love me, obey me, and you will find me. When I leave this body, it will have its rest in the tomb on this hill. After 70 years, this hill will turn into a place of world pilgrimage where lovers of God, philosophers, and celebrities will come to pay homage to the tomb. How fortunate you all are that you are here in my living presence and that you could come up the hill with me." Unquote. He had also said, "Know well that I am in everyone. I am not just this body, I am the ocean. If you love me intensely, then you will find me everywhere. I am the God of all gods. Trust me, I know everything. Don't worry."
Go ahead. I would have shown the photograph, but Neeti has arranged it in my whatever I said. So maybe we'll come to this beautiful Baba's face. You know, he was covered with rose petals and ice blocks are there, but we'll come to that when we go through the.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, dear. Thanks a lot. Show it, please show it if you can. Yeah. So this is Baba's face. The earlier one also is Baba is in crypt. This is Baba being covered by rose petals. Thank you, Neeti. It's all, and this is the crypt where Baba was kept. His face is towards the north and his legs are towards the south. And there are 6 steps down below, 6 steps where you go down and you can pay your respects to Baba. So this is, and just see, even the murals are painted, the murals are painted even way down. And the black portion that you see, it is ice covered with sawdust. So that's it. Thank you, dear. Go ahead.
On the 19th of November 1968, beloved Baba asked one of his lovers from the Ahmednagar Meher Baba Center to cook and send him sambar, curry, and rice. She did so very lovingly, but after eating only 2 spoonfuls, Baba said, "I am full." The Mandali was surprised as Baba would always enjoy food cooked by her. They felt that Baba's health began to go downhill from that day. Eraj said that Baba had sent for the same curry and rice on the 19th of January 1969 and enjoyed the meal very much. He ate it for lunch and again at dinner and practically finished all that had been sent.
Okay. No, okay, go ahead. Have we come to go ahead? No. Okay, never mind. No.
On the 3rd of December 1968, Baba got a muscular spasm while he sat on his toilet seat. This was a muscular contraction which was sudden, rapid, and very painful. The Mandali noticed that Baba looked pale. He went off food, not to say that Baba ever ate much.
Baba ate very little, and these contractions would keep on happening with the slightest of movement. And Baba would at times during his seclusion ask the Mandali to hit Baba on the chest and also on the legs. And that would keep his connection with the physical form.
The Mandali would often request Baba to eat well so that his body would sustain the strain of the 1969 darshan.
Now, 1969 darshan was meticulously planned by Baba, knowing full well that he won't be there. So that is why that is called the Great Darshan. You see, and there is another title which it says not an empty chair. There was a chair there, not an empty chair. Baba had planned this 1969 darshan, and those who were committed to go there went there with chartered flights from Australia, America, and other places, London, knowing full well that Baba's physical body is not there. This is just to honor the invitation of the Lord, that all of us went. And I was also one of them, along with many from the Bombay Center. So this 1969 darshan, whenever it would occur, Baba would just casually say, don't worry about it. Everything is everything is pre-planned. Everything is going to be very smooth. Go ahead.
Whenever the darshan was referred to, Baba seemed very unconcerned about it and would remark that giving darshan was not a big thing. He would always emphasize that he would give darshan. Day by day, anemia seemed to be taking a firm grip on Baba. At last, a blood report was called for, and the result was shocking. Baba's hemoglobin had dropped to 5 grams per cent, normal 14 grams, and his blood urea was 148 milligrams per cent, normal 20 to 40 milligrams. When the waste products of metabolism are not excreted from the body by the kidneys, the blood urea rises. Dr. Grant, a well-known physician of Pune, was consulted.
Dr. Grant, can we have Dr. Grant? Nidhi? Niti. Okay, this is Dr. Grant. Doesn't matter. This is Dr. Grant, and he was a very popular doctor in Pune, and who established this Ruby Hospital. So he's the one who treated Baba as a physician. Okay, yeah, Dr. Grant. Yeah.
Second, Dr. Grant, a well-known physician of Pune, was consulted, and he could not believe his eyes on seeing the report. A second blood report was called for, thinking that there had been a mistake with the first one. This wishful thinking had to be abandoned when the second report came. Dr. Grant now decided that Baba would need a blood transfusion. The Mandali recalled that a month back, when Baba had been told about AH's uncle who needed a blood transfusion, Baba had jokingly said, "Why not give me a transfusion?" The Mandali had taken this remark very lightly and had hardly dreamt what Baba was referring to. One of them had even told Baba, "How can the God man take another man's blood?" Baba had replied, "Why not? The God man will not change in any way if he takes human blood." When AH's uncle had to be given second transfusion, Baba again jokingly asked why he was not being given one. Mysterious are his ways, and even though broad as daylight hints were given, no one understood them. Baba was given the first blood transfusion on 15th December 1968 at 7:30 a.m. Dr. Grant had come personally from Pune to attend on Baba.
Later on, I got some information from somewhere, I don't know where, that the blood was of a farmer, a local farmer in the vicinity. The blood transfusion, the blood was taken from a farmer and given to Baba.
After the blood transfusion, Baba's blood was again checked. The hemoglobin had risen to 8 grams per cent, while the urea had gone down to 90 milligrams per cent. Baba was given a second blood transfusion on the 19th of December. Baba's blood group is AB, meaning a universal recipient. Dr. Grant took Baba's electrocardiogram and said it was normal. Dr. Goher was kept
Dr.
on
Goher,
her toes
we can see Dr. Goher now.
day and night, attending
this is
Baba.
Dr. Goher Irani. She has been a personal attendant, personal physician for Meher Baba. She is the elder sister of K.T. Irani. So most of us know them, but for those who do not know, they used to live in Quetta. Her parents, her father had a very beautiful business going, but Baba said, wind up everything and come back to India, come to India. They did not do it. And later on, there was a terrible earthquake and the father lost a lot of money there. All right.
Dr. Goher was kept on her toes day and night attending Baba, and so one of the Mandali suggested to Baba to call Hosham from Navsari. Baba replied, "Not now. he will come on his own at the right time. Eric suggested calling Dr. R. Ginde from Bombay. Dr. Ginde,
Dr. Ram Ginde was a very, very famous neurosurgeon. He was world famous, and he treated Baba on the neuro side. So this is Dr. Ram Ginde.
came to see Baba on the 19th of December, 1968. Dr. Ginde, he says, I saw beloved Baba again on December 19, 1968. And as by then, his health had deteriorated further. Beloved Baba had become pale due to anemia.
Vì cái sốt cái tì tem cái bồng đó
Armighty, could you please? Armighty, please. Thank you. All right.
Beloved Baba had become pale due to anemia. There was swelling around his feet and ankles. He was unable to sit up.
There's one more mic open.
He was getting spasms
Yeah, go ahead.
of his limbs. His blood urea had gone up to 146 milligrams percent. Hemoglobin had gone down to 6.5 grams percent. By then, he had already been given one packed cell transfusion. While I was with him, he sat up for half an hour and soon brightened up.
Armighty, could you please mute your mic? Armighty, Amal Sadwala. There's a lot of disturbance coming through. Please mute your mic. Thank you. Please pay attention on the mic and keep muting it. Okay, go. Otherwise, watch on Facebook. I'm sorry to say this because there's a lot of disturbance coming in through. Go ahead.
When Dr. Hirji of Trichur, Kerala, came to see Baba,
Dr. Hirji.
Hirji.
Yeah, no, I'm asking Niti. Yeah. This is Dr. Hirji Edenwala. He is a very, very famous doctor in now it's called Thrissur, Kerala, where he has done a lot of philanthropic work. He has done that. Okay, Dr. Hirji.
Doctor came to see Baba. He did not see a single spasm. Dr. Hirji suggested that Baba be shifted to Pune and a thorough checkup given. But Baba said that he would drop his body if he were taken to Pune.
There was a lot of pressure on Baba to be taken to Pune. The Mandli were pressurizing him and all that. And because they said any which way we are going in the month of March, every year from March to around July, June, July, we are going to Pune and staying at Guru Prasad. Why can't we just prepone it by a month or two? Why don't we go? And Baba said, no, if you force, I will drop my body right now. And time again, Baba would show this sign, that remember that I am God. Remember, do not forget that I am God.
On the 22nd of December 1968, Mehra's birthday was celebrated in the usual manner. About 200 lovers from Bombay had been called for the occasion. On 23rd December 1968, Dara, Baba's nephew, and his wife Amrit, daughter of Shatrughan Kumar of Dehradun, were blessed at Mehrazad.
This is supposedly the last film of Baba in action and taken by Mani. And I'm sure it's being circulated all over in the WhatsApp, where you can see that Baba is so frail and he's covered himself with a shawl and he's being wheeled in and out on a wheelchair.
Baba took part in the functions of both these days. He took interest in both the functions and expressed his satisfaction and happiness after the functions ended. From 26 December 1968, the spasms increased. Movements would sometimes precipitate a spasm. His hemoglobin remained constant and his blood urea began to come down gradually. Whenever the Mandali talked about the Pune Darshan, Baba would tell them most casually not to worry about it. Often, Baba would tell the Mandali the time is very near. On the 9th of January 1969, Adi, Baba's brother's wife, came to see Baba before her departure for England. While talking to Baba about his health, he said, "Don't worry, all will be well by the end of this month."
The name of the lady is Freni, it's not given here. And so Baba tells Freni, don't worry about anything. everything will be all right. And don't worry, by the end of the month. That is what happened 31st January. I also remember when Baba would suffer tremendously, the Mandali would ask Baba, why do you suffer so much? And Baba said that don't worry, it's going to last only till my next birthday. Now, when he says next birthday, people assume it to be 25th of February, 1969. Now, I am told it's not on record, but I got to hear that on the day when he dropped the body, again, the women asked the same thing, but Baba, how long are you going to suffer like this? And Baba said, 7 more days, only 7 more days. So now 7 more days obviously is not his birthday, but then later on it dawned on the Mandali that the 7th day from the dropping of his body, which is the 7th of February 1969, actually happens to be his birthday according to the Zoroastrian calendar. So when Baba said only till the next birthday, he meant this birthday. So many hints were given by Baba, but we couldn't catch on those hints.
Till the 12th of January 1969, Baba used to come to the men Mandali room as usual in the mornings and afternoons.
We've all seen the Mandali hall, Mehrazad. So Baba would be brought into the Mandali hall. Then so many activities would happen. Letters would be read. Dictation would be given, what is to be done. And again, he would be taken back to his room. For those who have been to Mehrazad, they know it. The only thing is, during the end of Baba's ministry, he needed to really sit up. And for that, Dr. Donkin, he's known as Don, but don't mix him up with Don Stevens. Dr. Donkin, a resident Mandali and a doctor, he had arranged for a surgical bed so that the surgical bed can be, screwed and could be brought up, which was used only for a little while. In other words, he dropped his body on the surgical bed, which today is housed in the blue bus, which is there in Mehrazad. We all go to Mehrazad. You can see it in the blue bus. And the bed on which we bow down at Baba's room, bedroom we call it, that's a different bed where Baba lived most of his life there. But the body was dropped. Sorry?
What was last 10 years?
The last 10 years of his life, yeah, from 48 onwards. So what I'm trying to convey is that he dropped his body on the surgical bed, which is there in the blue bus. Go ahead.
A few days before the 12th, Padri, his real name is Paredun Driver.
Padri, can we have Padri here?
But Baba had nicknamed him Padri.
Yeah, this is Padri, Faridun Nauroji Driver, Padri. He was like, a handyman for Mehrabad, one of the pillars of Mehrabad. And he would do carpentry, he would do kadiya kaam, he would do brickwork, he would do electrician. He was a one in all. Yeah, he was a homeopath doctor, correct. So he would give biochemic compounds to Baba because the word used here is biochemic pills. Okay, so this is Padri. Go ahead.
Padri came from Mehrabad to see Baba. During the course of his conversation with Baba, he casually remarked, Baba, the Mandali has become old and it is better to close the shop. Baba replied, no, the shop will be opened now.
The shop will be open now because after Baba's dropping the body, the shop has really opened so much that thousands and thousands of people from all over the world are coming to pay their respect.
On 30th January 1968.
Yeah, that is one day before he dropped the body.
69.
69.
The spasms increased manyfold. Even finger movements would precipitate a spasm, making it very difficult to read Baba's gestures. Dr. Grant was called from Pune. He felt Baba's health was improving and so asked Baba to take a high-protein diet. Baba asked him whether he ate meat and fish. The doctor replied that he had only one meal a day and that he ate a non-vegetarian diet. Baba agreed to take the diet suggested by the doctor. Just before Dr. Grant left for Pune, Baba told him, my time has come. After his departure, the spasms increased.
See, this is what used to happen, that when the doctor comes, he would look very hale and hearty. He's very happy, nothing. And doctor would say, why are we making so much out of it? Especially the Mandali, he would say. And the moment the doctor goes, again the same issue comes up. He looks terribly tired and all that. Here, when it is said that the Baba agreed to take the diet recommended by the doctor, that means he is okay with eating the non-veg food. Just making it very elaborate. Because during the first accident in Oklahoma, Prague, in 1952, again, I got to know this from Don Stevens, and said that somebody asked Baba, you are eating steak. Baba was eating steak, which is obviously, you know what steak is. And Baba said, well, my doctor has suggested me that I should take high proteins, and I'm simply providing that to my physical form. So there was nothing like veg, non-veg for him. He's not eating it with a relish, or he loves and craves to eat non-veg, anything of that sort. He's just providing the necessary, whatever you call it, the nutrients to his form. So that's what it means here.
Baba called Padri from Mehrabad to head the Mandali at Mehrazad. Several persons had to attend on Baba all day and night as they held his legs tight while a spasm took his body.
When the spasm would come, Baba's body would actually lift up, you see. And so the Mandali had to actually hold the legs or hold the body, and sometimes even fall over Baba so that he doesn't jump up, So that was the impact of the spasm that he used to get. Intensity. That was the intensity of the spasm.
The excruciating pain during each spasm was his crucifixion. Padri arrived in the evening at Mehrazad on the 30th of January 1969.
One day before.
Yeah. Padri had been called for a 7-day stay. On his arrival at Mehrazad, he went to Baba's room. Baba was lying with his eyes closed on his surgical bed.
Bauji, go ahead.
When he opened his eyes, Bhau Kalchuri told Baba that Padri had arrived. Baba asked.
So that was the protocol. You cannot, even though Padri joined Baba in 20s and Bauji came in somewhere in 50s, the protocol was that nobody can just dash into Baba's room when he's resting. The so-called keeper, the watchman over there, has to send a word to Baba, and then Baba would allow the person to come.
Bhau Kalchuri told Baba that Padri had arrived. Baba asked Padri to go to his room and said that he would be given day duty. It seems that after Padri left Mehrabad, Muhammad, the only must at Mehrabad, asked Sidhuji where Padri had gone.
Muhammad the must, he was picked up by Kakashrup leader from Mumbai and taken to the Rauri ashram somewhere, I think in 1936. He was a must and he remained a must throughout. And Baba said that Baba had raised him up. He was between the 3rd and the 4th plane, and Baba raised him up to the 5th plane. And that is all he can progress in this life. And that in the next life, he would become a perfect master. Now, he was on the 5th plane, means he knows everything. He is mind. So now see what Muhammad is asking Sidurji.
But no, he's still, though he's mind, he's asking where is he going?
Of course, yeah. That is the beauty of that. Yeah. So he is asking his keeper, who is Sidurji. Can we have Sidurji? So this is Sidurji, who was Muhammad the Must's caregiver. Muhammad is asking Sidurji, where has he gone? Where has Padri gone? He has gone for 7 days. And now listen to what Muhammad has to say.
Sidhuji told Muhammad that Padri had been called to Mehrazad to assist the Mandali as Baba was not well. On hearing this, Muhammad, who mostly talks in a language understandable to himself alone, said, tomorrow, 31st, Dada, his Baba, is coming here and is going to join Gustachi, one of the Mandali who passed away some years back.
So Muhammad always referred to Baba as Dada. So when he's told that he has gone for 7 days to assist Baba because he's not in good health, he reveals that Baba is going to come here only tomorrow and join Gustaji. Gustaji was one of the earliest Mandli members, very, very close Mandli members, who, as Baba said, he has realized me. He also observed silence for 33 years, and Gustaji had died earlier on. So Muhammad is saying, but why did Padri go there? Because Baba is good, Dada is going to come here tomorrow and join Gustaji.
Baba had asked Adi to phone Dr. Ginde on the 27th. Dr. Ginde writes, I received a trunk call from Brother Adi from Ahmednagar. He asked me to try and be ready as beloved Baba was likely to call me soon to spend 2 or 3 days at Mirazad. Next day,
see all these preparations happening or simultaneously.
Next day, I phoned him back and told Adi that I could be there on Saturday, the 1st February 1969. However, again, on 29th January 1969, I had another call from Brother Adi. He said that beloved Baba has said as to why I could not see the urgency and be with him on Friday, the 31st January 1969.
See, Baba is saying, why don't you see the urgency? 1st of February, it has no meaning. By that time, he would have gone. Baba would have gone, you know. And so he's phoning back, asking Adi to phone and tell him, why don't you see the urgency? Why can't you come on the 31st of January?
After arranging for relief for my work, I phoned back and informed that I would leave for Mirazad on Friday early morning to be with beloved Baba by noon as decided by him. But I got another call on Thursday, the 30th January, about 9:30 p.m. that I should see Dr. Grant in Pune and discuss beloved Baba's case with him before proceeding further to Ahmednagar.
I would say this is a sort of a Leela, how Baba plays, you know. He's asking him to come by noon because noon time is the time when Baba dropped his body. He's asking Ginde to meet Dr. Dr. Grant and discuss his health and then come. And there's another twist in that, which is not recorded in the book, that Dr. Ginde used to drive his car very fast and very rash. And Ginde's wife would be really, you know, afraid about that. So one fine day she complains to Baba that, Baba, I'm very concerned because he drives very fast. He drives the car very fast. So Baba gave Dr. Ginde an order that he should not drive the car fast anymore. So he has to obey the order. And that could be precisely the reason why we'll come to that later, that Ginde arrives much after meaning he arrives at about 12:40, and the time which is given here is between 12 and 12:15. Baba dropped his body. There is a little, I would say, in the first telegram which was received from Adi, I distinctly remember him mentioning the time as, can you just take it and say, and time as 12 noon. But anyway, that doesn't really make much of a difference, but between 12 and 12:15, and that is the reason why every Amar Tithi, the most important event is not the dance and the drama and the speech and all that, is the silence between 12 and 12:15. And if we all can do it, even on this Amar Tithi and all the time thereafter, we should do that. Silence between 12 and 12:15 Indian Standard Time. Go ahead.
Baba asked Aloba, Ali Akbar.
His full
Shapur
name is Ali Akbar Sapur Zaman. He has been with Baba ever since he was a small child. He was in Baba's school. He was also then taken over in the Prema Ashram. And all through his life, he spent with Baba, except for a small period of time when he came to Bombay to live and have a little business of chai that way. So basically, this is Aloba ji, we call him Aloba. And Aloba had been instructed to bring out a board on which the couplets of Hafiz were written. And on that same day, on the day Baba dropped this body, Baba made Aloba ji bring out this board from Merasat. In one of the corners, it was lying. Go ahead, please.
Baba asked Aloba Ali Akbar to bring a board from the Mandli room on Friday, the 31st morning, on which the following three couplets of Hafiz were written. Befitting a fortunate slave, carry out every command of the master without any question of why and what.
Beautiful. Like you are a slave and you are a fortunate slave and you are supposed to just obey the master without any question of why and what.
About what you hear from the master, never say it is wrong because, my dear, the fault lies in your own incapacity to understand him.
The master is never wrong. The master speaks from the standpoint of the truth. And whatever he speaks from the standpoint of the truth is the truth, whether we understand it or not. If we do not understand, it is our own incapacity to understand him. And third,
I am the slave of the master who has released me from ignorance. Whatever my master does is of the highest benefit to all concerned.
So these were the couplets which were read out. And later on, Baba would point at the word Hafiz, and then make this gesture like this. Point at the word Hafiz and this. And nobody could make out what Baba is trying to say. It happened 3 times. Later on, it dawned on the people that Baba, this is the sign Baba used for Khuda, God. So this Baba was saying Khuda Hafiz, Khuda Hafiz, Khuda Hafiz. And we all know what Khuda Hafiz means. You know, when we part ways, when we separate, when we go our way, we say Khuda Hafiz. Nowadays, people say Allah Hafiz. That doesn't matter. So Baba was saying that. That was also an indication. The very same day he dropped the body. Yeah.
Little did anyone realize the significance of bringing this board until Baba dropped his body. Baba knew how much confusion there would be and how many tongues would wag after he dropped his body, and these 3 couplets seemed to clear every doubt. Bhav Kalchuri, who was constantly near Baba on the last night, said that at 9:30 p.m. Baba told him, I am not this body. At 10:30 p.m. and again at 12:30 a.m., Baba told him, don't worry.
Baba would always say this, I am not this body that you see. It is only a coat that I put on when I visit you. You know, and then Baba keeps on repeating, never forget, do not forget that I am gone.
At 3:45 a.m. on Friday, 31st January 1969, the following from the Mandali were called to be near Baba. Eraj.
Now we can just run through the, this is Eraj Jasawala. We all know him. Okay. Bauji, we have already seen. Okay, this is Aspandya Irani, Pendu. Doesn't matter. You don't worry about it. You can just roll one after the other.
This is
Pendu. This is Baba's sister Manisha.
Padri.
No, Swami.
Okay.
You read this first.
And Dr. Goher. All of them nursed Baba with love and tried to relieve him of his self-imposed suffering. At dawn, the men were relieved by the women at Mandli. At 8 a.m., Mani, Rano.
Never mind, Mani, Rano. Okay.
Francis
Brabazon. He was from Australia. Yes. Pendu. We've done Pendu. We've seen Pendu.
Bhau, Chagan,
Padri,
and Eraj took up duty by Baba's bedside.
Okay. So these were all the members of the Mandali, the women Mandali as well as the male Mandali, who were actually intimately connected with taking care of Baba. Obviously, Mera loved him the most. There's no doubt. So Mera was shocked out of proportion. Absolutely, she was totally devastated. We'll come to Mera also. Niti, if you want, you can. Niti, yeah. This is Meru. This is Mera. There's a mic open. There's a mic open somewhere. I can't see. Meher.
No.
Yes. Okay. This is Mera, Baba's beloved Mera. We can see all the slides now. So that this is Naja. She used to cook for Baba, and she is the sister of Pendu. This is Meru Irani. She is the daughter of Rustam Irani,
Piroja.
and Piroja. Piroja is Mera's sister, and Rustam is Adi Senior's brother.
This is Alag. This is a
This is
Baba.
this
This
is
is Rustam is Alag.
no, not this, not this, not this. Rustam, no. This is different. This is no. She doesn't. She did not do it that way. Anyway, this is Baidul. We saw Baidul just now. Aga Baidul. Okay. No, Dr. William Donkin. No, this is Dr. William Donkin. Not to be. He was known as Don amongst the Mandli, but not to be mistaken for Don Stevens. Go ahead. Yeah, Meru, Naja, Mera. This is Mansari, because there were many Manis in the Mandali, and this lady Mani Desai came from Navsari, so Baba named her Mansari. She used to be the original keeper of the Baba Samadhi, a very sweet lady, and so this is Mansari. Go ahead. Adi K. Irani, Adi Senior.
Baba said.
Okay, Baba Secretary. Okay. Now this is on Baba's right is Eraj, we all know, and on Baba's left is Dr. Bharucha, who is the author of this book, Mer Baba's book. What? Okay. And this is again Kaka Bharia, Ardeshir Bharia, Kaka Bharia, one of the close disciples of Baba, one of the Mandlis of Baba. He used to help Baba with the must work, just as how Aga Baidul would help Baba with the must work. Any other slides left? Okay. Now this is a site, actual site of the Samadhi during the period when Baba's body was lying in state in the crypt. So you can see, get the first one, please, again. Yeah. On the right, you can see Dr. Donkin. Then there is Mani, who's discussing something with Dr. Ginde, whose back is there. We can't see him. And then behind Dr. Ginde is Eraj. So these were the four people. And I assume it should be around the 2nd of February, 1969. All right. Anybody, any other slides? This is, as I said, Baba lying in state. Baba was kept inside the crypt, facing the faces towards the north. And Baba was filled with flower petals. And Baba's body remained there. Okay. Now this is a stretcher. You can see the stretcher which is kept. This is the stretcher on which Baba's body was brought from Merazad to Mehrabad, and it was kept in this room, which is known as Baba's room, and also referred to as Baba's cabin. And now the position of the stretcher has been changed. Now, right now it is vertical. Now it has been put horizontal. And this is the site of the original Baba's Samadhi and Baba's cabin or Baba's room. And in between, there were these what they call as meditation cells or seclusion cabin, where now the women's Mandli's graves are kept. That has been demolished. So during Baba's ministry, during Baba's time, Baba would be giving instructions, or Baba himself would be sitting in one of those cabins for seclusion or for whatever work. That all I remember is that Mansari was asked once to sit, and also Kakashrup leader was asked to sit inside. All right, now this is the site which many people may not have seen of the Samadhi before the marble slab was installed. Before the marble slab was installed, this is the photo frame which used to adorn Baba's Samadhi for a very long period of time. And now we have a painting. We all know that. So here you can see that this is how the Samadhi looked initially. And then once the sand settled down completely, they put on the marble later on, much later. All right, I think that clears pretty well all the slides. Am I right, Niti?
Yes, Uncle.
Yeah, okay. So thank you so much. Thank you very much. Now let's continue with the reading.
Baba inquired whether Dr. Ginde had arrived. When informed in the negative, he asked Adi to phone and inform Dr. Grant at Pune that he should not delay Dr. Grant, not delay. as Dr. Ginde, as he was wanted at Mehrazad.
See,
That morning-
first he sent a message that Dr. Ginde has to meet Dr. Grant at Pune on your way from Bombay to Mehrazad rather, and inquire about his reports, health reports. Now, because the time was running out, Baba is sending another message through Adi, Baba's secretary, to tell Dr. Ginde, Dr. Grant not to delay Dr. Ginde much at Pune.
He would gesture a G, which would rock.
This was
That
the sign
morning-
of Jinn. Yeah.
That morning,
Hmm.
Baba often asked for Dr. Ginde, and each time he would gesture a G. He would rock with a severe spasm and wince at the unbearable pain.
This was the sign of G, Dr. Ginde.
Baba also developed severe pain in his back. Baba had said on 25th February 1964, I have suffered much and will have to suffer much more till I break my silence. On another occasion, he had said, I suffer every second of my life untold agony. Had it not been said, the blood of the Lamb washeth away the sins of the world. Baba's greatness lies not in his manifestation, but in suffering for the cause of humanity. While working for the spiritual upliftment of humanity, the avatar has to take upon himself the entire suffering of the world, clamoring for its deliverance. This suffering for the world steeped in ignorance becomes the avatar's crucifixion.
Baba says that men suffer for their own karmas. Masters suffer for humanity. But the avatar suffers for each and every one in creation. So we can imagine the suffering of the avatar.
Baba's life on earth was a crucifixion at each moment. Baba, referring to his suffering, had told Dr. Donkin on Thursday, 30th January, this is my crucifixion. Seeing that allopathic medicines seemed to give Baba no relief, Padri gave some biochemic pills for relieving spasms. The drug had to be administered every 10 minutes. At 12 noon, Padri gave the 4th dose of his medicine. After this dose, Baba remarked that the pill was not helping him at all. Baba asked Dr. Go Ahead to stop giving him injections and even reminded the Mandali, do not forget that I am God. Baba had once said, I am God, God the beyond, and God in human form. I draw you ever closer to me by giving you frequent occasions of my companionship. But familiarity often makes you forget that I am God. I know all what happens and will happen. Whatever happens does not happen without my will. Knowingly, I allow things to happen in their natural course.
Iraj would say that Baba was so human that many a times we forget that he is God. That his humanness was so pronounced that we forget that he is God. And about the pills, what I had heard elsewhere, I don't know where, during the early days, that Padri said, Baba, don't worry. These are such beautiful pills that after the 4th dose, you will be perfectly okay. So Baba gave the first dose, then another 10 minutes. Padri gave the first dose, another second, after every 10 minutes. And at 12 o'clock, again, Padri gave the 4th dose, which was supposed to be relieving him of all the pain. It actually did, because he dropped the body. And Baba jokingly, after taking the 4th pill, you know how we say, kuch dam nahi, you know, that kind of thing. Boy, you said after 4th dose, I'll be okay. I don't see any change. That's why it says, you know, that there was no impact on Baba's pain.
After Padri gave Baba the 4th dose, Baba, for the last time, then inquired whether Dr. Ginde had come. He was answered in the negative. Baba gestured. By this time, he should have come. It is getting late. The Mandali too were too busy attending to Baba's needs, and the statement did not make them suspect anything. Padri asked Erich to give Baba the next dose of his medicine after 10 minutes. Before he could leave the room, Baba got a very, very severe spasm at 12:15 p.m. He was sitting on his surgical bed with his back and the head raised. Baba flexed his arms and closed his mouth tightly. His respiration suddenly stopped. There was no relaxation after the spasm, and Baba became motionless. Erach, using his wits, tried to open Baba's mouth. He found that Baba's tongue had fallen back. Erach put his mouth on Baba's mouth and began to breathe into Baba's lungs forcibly. This mouth-to-mouth resuscitation was carried on for nearly 30 minutes. Francis and Bhau relieved him for a short while. Adi was immediately phoned to bring Dr. Bryceman and an oxygen cylinder from the mission hospital at Ahmednagar. Pendu kept his hand on Baba's pulse. Dr. Goher was busy giving several injections in an attempt to revive Baba. At about 12 p.m., 12:40 p.m., Dr. Ginde arrived, followed by Adi and Dr. Bryceman. They brought an oxygen cylinder with them. Erach had collapsed on the floor out of sheer exhaustion. Dr. Bryceman gave a cardiac massage. He then checked Baba's heart with a stethoscope and passed it on to Dr. Donkin, who, after examining Baba, gave it to Dr. Ginde. The three doctors discussed something which the Mandli did not understand. Dr. Ginde checked Baba's eye reflexes. The heart had stopped, the reflexes were gone, and life was extinct. Dr. Goher asked whether she could give an intracardiac injection. She was permitted, but it was too late. He had given his life and made it available to all. Baba had said, the dropping of the physical body of the avatar or by the Sadguru is not death, for even while he uses the body, he is in no way attached to it and has no sanskaric link with it. Nor does the dropping of the body in these instances invoke the usual survival of the limited individuality or ego mind, for these are simply non-existent in the Sadguru and the Avatar. The Mandali around Baba now realized that Baba had dropped his physical body. The reaction of the women Mandali was as womanly as it was heart-achingly understandable. They just could not bring themselves to believe that Baba had dropped his body. The men Mandali left Baba's room and gathered in Francis's room. They first discussed the wording of the telegram to be sent to all Baba centers in the world. Finally, it was decided, quote, Avatar Meher Baba dropped his physical body at 12:15 p.m. on 31st January 1969 at Meherazad to live eternally in the hearts of all his lovers. Beloved Baba's body will be interred at Meherabad, Arangaon on 1st February at 10 a.m. in the tomb he had ordered to be built long ago. Unquote.
And we all know that the body was kept in the tomb, in the crypt, and it remained fresh for 7 days without any signs of deterioration. There were thoughts that we should keep it open for all time, for perpetuity, but then somehow the Mandli took a very practical decision. And since the 7th also was Baba's birthday, it was decided to cover it up, to intern it, to just close it. That is it.
All minds seem to have come to a standstill. Dr. Ginde composed the Mandli by saying that Baba is eternal. The women Mandli, particularly Mehra, were greatly shocked and grieved. Dr. Ginde asked the men Mandli not to be sentimental, but to become practical. He wrote Baba's death certificate. Erach, who had by now recalled that Baba had told him several times, whenever my body drops, bring me and put me in the crypt at Meherabad.
Especially Mani argued a lot with Dr. Ginde, saying that no, Baba had said that I may go into a coma and I may revive myself after 7 days, So Baba is not dead, but then Ginde and other men Mandli tried to console her and say that in coma, the breathing continues. In coma, the heartbeat is there. Here, there is no heartbeat and no breathing. So then they settled down, and immediately Eraj took over and said that no, Baba had said that whenever I die, wherever I die, my body should be kept in the crypt. And that is how they all followed Eraj's dictates.
He had also asked the Mandali to play the record Begin after he dropped his body. Eraj had once asked Baba, suppose the circumstances are such that we cannot bring your body to the crypt, what shall we do? Baba had said that in that case, after having tried best for 15 days, his body should be cremated and the ashes brought to Mehrabad and put in the crypt. Dr. Ginde suggested that Baba's body should be removed to Mehrabad within 6 hours. Mehra and the other women Mandali wanted to keep Baba's body at Mehrazad. Mani argued with Dr. Ginde. Baba had once told me that if he goes into coma someday, he would revive after 7 days. Dr. Ginde explained that this was not coma, for a person in coma has his heart beating while his respiration and pulse have not stopped. He tried to explain that Baba was not in coma. Mani would not agree with Dr. Ginde's arguments. Someone suggested that Baba's body be kept in the hill at Lower Mehrabad for 3 days. Dr.
Even
Ginde,
Kaka Baria, for that matter, was hysterical that when people, this is what we heard firsthand, when Baba's body was interred and when the man Mandali came back, Kaka Baria ran after Sarosh with a huge rock to break his head and said that you people have, murdered Baba. You people have put him in the crypt when he was not dead. So much of attachment was there. So much of Janoon was there, in such people, The Mandali were really very strong-headed, very strong-minded, and they had that individual traits.
Dr. Ginde said that it would be very difficult to remove a decomposed body to the crypt after 3 days. Only after Eraj explained that Baba's body must be removed to Mehrabad tomb as instructed by Baba himself, all, including the women, Mandali agreed to remove Baba's body to the crypt. Mehra and Mani requested Dr. Ginde that Baba's body be kept at Mehrazad till 5 p.m. Dr. Ginde then suddenly asked, where is the crypt? What is the floor made of? When he was told that the floor was of stone, he quickly said that the stones would have to be removed.
Shabadi Ladi, we call it. That was the whole structure of the tomb from inside.
Padri was asked to remove the stone floor in the crypt. Padri went to Mehrabad and began the task of getting the stone slabs in the crypt removed. The clanging noise of the digging made the Arangaon villagers prick up their ears, and they felt something was amiss. They were still ignorant that Baba had dropped his body. The crypt floor was ready by 7 p.m. Chagan was urgently packed off to Ahmednagar to get a wooden board made on which Baba's body would be kept and then lowered in the crypt. He was to get a cover made for the coffin, which would be placed over Baba. Chagan rushed off and gave urgent orders at Ahmednagar for the cover and the board to be made.
So if you have seen the simplicity of the coffin, it was just a plain board on which Baba's body was kept and lowered. And the cover of the coffin, you call it, was just a block of wood. That's about all. No fancy, no decoration, nothing. Just a plain, simple wooden finish. And then we have already expended the time, doesn't matter. Then Baba's body was brought into the Mehrazad Mandali Hall, where everybody paid their last respects to Baba before the body was taken from Mehrazad to Mehrabad. Just around that time, Dr. Donkin came in along with the ambulance. In the ambulance, Baba's body was taken on the stretcher and kept inside the ambulance. Eraj and Bauji sat inside the ambulance, and the ambulance slowly trudged its way from Merazad to Mehrabad. At Mehrabad, Padri jumped into the ambulance next to the driver's seat because he had to guide the driver as to where the Samadhi is. And then he was taken up the Samadhi and the body was kept in the side room for some time. And then later on at about 7 o'clock, around 7 o'clock, it's written over there that the Samadhi was ready. The stones were all removed and then Baba's body was later on interred inside the Samadhi. So this more or less finishes the journey. And the beautiful part is that the ambulance in which Baba was brought refused to function after that day. It had gone through a lot of mechanics and all that workshops. It did not function. It had to be scrapped. It could not function as an ambulance. The same thing which had happened to the gong. If you know the story, sometime maybe I can tell that the gong which was brought in after Baba dropped his body, the gong became dead. There was no ringing in that gong. It went through all kinds of analysis, including an X-ray and stuff like that. No crack, no nothing. The gong died along with Baba. The ambulance died along with Baba's dying. And so that is
died.
in a okay. But when I say die, it means it stopped functioning the role that it was supposed to play. That's all. So I think we finish here. The whole idea of today's session was to bring up this feeling of how it all happened during the last few days of Baba's ministry on earth. And in 2 days' time now, 31st of January is Baba's 53rd Amar Tithi. Amar Tithi, Amar is eternal, forever, unending. And Tithi means the date. It's an eternal date. It's not a date which is meant. I was told by somebody that people first named it as Punya Tithi, as a holy Tithi, holy date. But then it was shifted to Amar Tithi. It is eternal that way. So I think we need to end here unless somebody has a question. I am open to any questions if somebody wants to ask anything. And then all of us, let us pray to Baba that let us be worthy of his love, that what he has gone through for each one of us, unbeknown to us. We don't know what karmas he has taken over from us. And on the 31st of January, hopefully we will watch the Amar Tithi program, which is being run online. And all of us should make it a point to remain silent from 12 noon to 12:15 p.m. in respect, in honor of our beloved Lord. Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai. Pia has something to ask. Yes, Pia, go ahead.
Baba,
Yeah.
if I recollect, I can't remember. Were the Mandali at some point of time, I mean, a few days before Baba passed on, were they told to maintain silence?
No, not that I know. No.
Because something, and then the Mandali said that, Baba, we can't take care of you because if we have to maintain silence, then
I have not read it. See, many people ask me many questions. I can only say not to my knowledge. It could be, but I have not read it. So you will have to take me to the source from where you got it, So we can ask that person whether that was a fact. It could be, I don't know. Okay. Yes, Meher, you want to ask something? Meher Daruwala.
Cyrus uncle, I read in today one article that Meher Baba was coming from Madras to Delhi or Delhi to Madras, one of the thing. And he told some people that I will give you 5 rupees note if you tell me up till how long I will live.
Yes.
Is this
no,
true?
he did not say, no, not how long I will live. I have a day in mind. I have a year in mind.
Okay, yeah.
And somebody has, and then Dhake Phalke,
Huh?
he said 1969. And Baba said, yes, you are correct. So these are all the hints which were given by Baba at different points in time. But somehow we could not catch on that. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Sam has something to share. Sam, please go ahead.
Cyrus, One important point is that for the 7 days that Baba's body was lying in state,
Yes.
out there in Saudi, in Mecca,
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
there were
Yes.
floods all around.
Yes,
and
I agree.
could not circumambulate
Yes.
around the Makkah
Yes.
stone.
Yes, 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 yes. But the information, Sam, that has come through through a Gujarati newspaper, via Eraj, is that it was the first time that Mecca had floods to such an extent that people could not pay their respects to the holy Kaaba, whereas here Baba had opened up his floodgate for darshan, and the assumption is that it is now going to be the next world pilgrimage place. So I did a Google search and found out that it is a fact that the rains had come and there was a flood, but it was not the first time. Many times before also there was flood in that place. So I just wanted to clarify that. But yes, what you have a point there. It's a very valid point. Thank you, Sam. That yes, during those 7 days, when Baba's body was kept open for darshan at Mehrabad Samadhi, those 7 days there was flood at Makkah, where the holy Kaaba's stone is there, so that people could not go. People could not circumambulate. They could not go there and pay their respects. So Baba lovers now are joining the two together and saying that since Baba had said that this is now going to be the place of world pilgrimage, it is something like a transmission from maybe Makkah to Mehrabad, maybe. So that's an assumption which most Baba lovers do. But thanks for reminding Sam. There is a point there. Yes, correct. Thank you, dear. Anybody else wants to share? Ask?
Yeah.
Thank
Cyrus?
Yes, who is this? Kashmira.
Yeah, Kashmira.
Tetralogy.
Baba said that after 70 years, this place will become a holy place. Means
Yes.
all over the world, people
Holy
will
place,
come.
it is already a holy place. Means it will become like a center of spirit, world.
But when did he say that? After dropping his body or
No. After
before?
dropping his body, how can he say?
No,
He-
from the time.
1 minute.
means-
In one of the Sahavasis where Baba had brought the Westerners to the Samadhi, I suppose it was 1957 or something. I'm not very sure about the year. In that Sahavas, Baba asked them to take the darshan of the empty crypt. And Baba said that you are so fortunate that you are coming along with me. You know, this is where my body will lie after I drop my body. And that is at that time he said that 70 years after I drop my body, this place will become a place of world peace. Got it?
Okay.
That is the clarification. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
After 60
Thank you very
years.
much. Thank you, Baba.
Okay, thank you.
No. Sam, you want something to share again?
No,
Sam?
sir. No,
Okay,
thank you.
sir. Okay, sir. Thank you. Avatar,
Thank you.
Meher,
Jai
Baba.
Baba.
Jai.
Jai.
Jai Baba. Thank you, Baba.
Jai
Baba. Thank you.